暖心力量，温暖前行。
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Soothing Moments. Every year, the World Economic Forum estimates a staggering 50 million tons of e-waste that's being produced globally. Out of this figure, only 20% are recycled. So what happened to the rest? Most of them are dumped in landfills, while some are sent to the incinerator. Now, e-waste contains a whole range of materials, ranging from precious materials like gold, silver, and copper, to some that are really harmful for our bodies, such as lead, arsenic, and mercury. Now, the problem is exacerbated by the fact that consumers are increasing in their demands for more powerful and sleeker computer models, and also by the company's ever-growing demand for higher sales and profits. So, when our computer is not working so well or when it slows down, does it mean we have to throw it away? Today, we have a very special guest who realized that there are many underprivileged children who could not afford to have a computer. So what did he do? He resurrected all these old computers and sent them to these underprivileged families. So let us welcome our guest today, Mr. Benjamin Chong. Hello, Benjamin. Oh, can I call you Ben?
Definitely.
Now, I understand that you have an interest in computers since a very young age. How old was that?
7
7.
years old.
Oh, that's really young.
Yeah.
Not many kids are interested in computers at such a young age. So tell us why.
Well, I was very fortunate that
Uh-huh.
when I was 7, my dad enrolled me into the computer class in school. At the computer class, the first thing you do is the teacher will teach you how to use a computer.
Right.
And you'll get some assignments. But for me, the strategy was to finish my work as soon as possible, so I have the remaining time to play games.
So the motivation actually was playing games.
Yes, that's what kids really want.
Right,
At the end of the
right.
day, play computer games.
Then how
So,
did it go on from there? From playing games, going to computer classes, and then?
personally, I'm a very curious person. So, as far as I can remember,
Right.
I've always had this curious mind. I like to know how things actually work from the inside. So I remember I had toys, okay, that I would play for a day or two.
Right.
I would get bored because I'm very curious how the toy actually works. So I would start taking them apart. I would get my dad's screwdriver, and I would start dismantling all my toys, to see what's actually inside, and actually what's making the toy run, what's
Right.
making it lighting up. So
So
with
we
that
just
curious,
put them apart.
yes, I've always had that curious nature. Well, there's one story where I almost got myself killed. What happened was we had an old fan,
Right.
okay, and I remember that the fan stopped working. So, being too overconfident, thinking I could actually fix anything, I decided to try and fix the fan.
Right. How old were you then?
I think it was between like 7, 8, or 9. So I did not realize at that point of time the switch was not turned off because the fan just suddenly stopped working.
Okay.
So and I thought, why not try and fix it, So I started taking it apart with it still plugged in.
Oh,
So
boy.
yeah, I got myself electrocuted.
Wow.
So it scared my mom. Fortunately, she was actually next to me in the same room.
Right.
So yeah, then
what
my mom saved me. I think she pushed me away or dragged me away. My only memory of it was I remember being paralyzed for about half a day.
Paralyzed from?
Paralyzed is like I was like stone stunned.
I see.
Yeah.
But did that deter you or stop you from trying again the next time?
Well, I became very very much more careful when
That's
I played
right.
with anything that is
Because
running
the
on
first step
electricity.
already, right?
So anything that is running on electricity, I'm very careful.
From 7 to 16, yeah, you didn't have the computer. And your dad knew very much that you had passion and perhaps talent in computing. But he just could not afford to buy you a computer.
No.
But your teacher, you mentioned, yeah, was very supportive.
My computer teacher was very close to me. So he would let me use the computer in the computer classroom anytime I wanted to. So he was also teaching me how to program.
Right.
So we were actually, my teacher was also a gamer, so we would play games together. He would teach me how to program. And I remember there was one point in time that he thought I should have a computer at home.
Yeah.
So he actually, I think he spoke to my dad about having him to buy me a computer. Yeah, but we couldn't afford a computer then. So that's when I was in Form 5, there was this government scheme that you can actually take a loan and buy a computer for the family. So that's when I got it.
And then we remember somewhere when you first got your computer at 16, you mentioned that 2 days after that, this brand new computer broke down.
Okay.
What happened? What were you trying to do? Were you purposely taking it apart?
No, what happened was I got the computer. You were very excited with the new computer, but I wanted to upgrade the operating system. So I got myself a set of operating system diskettes. They were infected with virus. I didn't know then.
What operating system is that?
I can't remember, Windows something.
Okay.
Windows Millennium or Windows 98 or something like that. So I wanted to upgrade it. So after the upgrading process, that's normally when you see a virus infected computer, it's funny messages, you can't do anything with the computer anymore. So when that happened, I didn't tell my dad. So I didn't want to disappoint him. I didn't want to upset him with the news.
Right.
I could actually fix it.
So it was
And
more
then
of a
everything
software
fine.
issue.
Yeah, it's more a software issue.
Right,
and
right.
at the same time trying to get rid of the virus.
Nothing that you couldn't deal with.
Nothing that I've not done before.
Okay.
So I was nervous but not worried.
Right.
Yep.
So we have some clips that shows you working at your apartment.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like to see some of the clips about Mr. Benjamin when he's working on his computers? Come, let us take a look.
So these are the keyboards, they come from recycling center. All these laptop adapters, So sometimes, the laptop they come without the adapter. Sometimes if the voltage and the amp is okay and the head is right, you can use one. Our recycling center got so much of this. I think you will buy a good quality one outside, new one, good quality, thick cable. 12 ringgit each, The computer or the motherboard already crashed, so it is a screen. This fella, the screen totally cracked, broke, but the laptop motherboard is fine. So this thing on its own is already a computer. I just have to connect it to a monitor. And there's one set of computer already. For this one, I got everything working. The keyboard is faulty, so I bought a keyboard. So my daughter's room, we share our working space. So last time this room full of the desktop. So this is my stash. So I have since it's the laptop screen I was telling you about, but later I want to DIY. These keyboards are from already broken laptops, so I keep them because lately I work on a lot of laptops. So one of the things that is very common to break on laptop are the keyboards. So here are some parts that I keep, but these are very important. VGA cables. VGA cables are very important. If you buy one, it costs about 10-15 ringgit. These are the notebook RAMs. These are the notebook RAMs which I've collected. If I can max it out, I max it out. Even though if you run the laptop or the desktop on Ubuntu, you only need 2 gig. It's enough to run everything.
Wow. It's amazing. I look at your place, it's like you mentioned a stash. There's really a lot of valuable things inside your house.
Yep. So
They're not rubbish.
No. These are actually computer parts that I've collected since I started doing this. So you have a lot of computers that you cannot save ultimately also. So I break them down into usable parts and I keep them so that I can
And you
use
segregate them.
Yeah. So I separate them so I can use them on other computers, other laptops.
Now in the studio, we have some items that is harvested by Ben, and he's brought it over here so that he can conduct a live demo to show us how he put parts from different computers together and to make it into one computer. What do we have here now? Okay, so this is an LCD
this
panel.
is an LCD
From a
screen
laptop.
from a broken laptop.
Okay.
The motherboard has fried.
So,
But the screen is still working perfectly. Okay, and this one here, this is a laptop with a smashed screen.
okay.
So yeah, the screen was completely smashed, so I took it away.
So basically, one is without a screen,
yes.
one is without a body.
That's what.
Okay, great.
Correct. So the good thing is you can actually buy something like this.
And what is that?
This is what we call a display control board.
Okay.
This together with this screen becomes a fully functional computer monitor.
I see.
Yeah.
So you buy the control panel separately,
Yeah, you bought it separately.
connect it to the LCD panel.
LCD panel.
Okay.
And then this is now a fully functional computer monitor.
All right.
Yeah.
Shall we have a go?
So let's get it connected. So that's the monitor. Turning it on. So this is the
I can
Linux
see.
operating system that I've installed.
Ah. Right. So what you mentioned just now is that if somebody can come up with a frame,
Yeah, so
put this
if,
all together.
if there's someone who is into woodwork, they can actually build a nice frame for this panel, and turn it into a standing
Right.
monitor. So
Exactly.
then you can actually use it, this monitor, you can use it on a desktop or
that's amazing.
on this broken
Okay. Hey, it started
half a
up.
laptop. Yep.
If not, this would have ended up in the landfill
Mm,
or in the dump
most
site.
probably
Yeah.
it will go to a very specific recycler
Oh.
who appreciates this. Yeah, I don't think this, currently I believe a lot of the old computers that go to recycling centers, some of them I don't think they go to landfills anymore because they are local recyclers that appreciate
Right.
this. And
the LCD.
they will buy all these broken laptops and broken computers from our recycling centers,
Right.
and they will.
This is
do what they
really
need to do.
exciting to know. This option is really exciting. It really can help reduce the waste and also benefit other people at the same time. Shall we now move on to watch a video where Ben goes to a recycling point and then sends a computer to a care recipient's family?
如果那个 recycle computer 没有人去 repair， 没有自动去这样 repair 送给港后，也是 scrap off 的。其实我很 support 他的，因为环保了那些也是送给感恩户嘛，他也是可以一起去看到感恩户的推动。他行緊翻嚟啊！
佢買得翻入嚟啊！好啊，我哋等埋佢啊！
也是那个冰
看到你需要的，当然很快的啦。我们礼拜来做家访，提报上去，因為他星期幾嘅時候有電腦有咯，所以真的是非常快。
所以電腦咧就兩條電線咯，我呢邊一條，個盒一條咯。Most people sometimes they think，哎呀，computer cannot turn on，壞了丟了。school 你用這個是用 power window。
他看到一些孩子
這個不是 window。
讀這個時代家裡沒有電腦是很苦了的，所以他是希望說，經過自己只是這樣子修理，買一些零件配回去，就可以讓這些很需要的人，真的他們的夢寐以求到的東西。
這個叫 LibreOffice，它跟這個 Microsoft Office
我最佩服我的家师兄，就是他不是 deliver 就 close case 了，他会跟那边的每一个社区的职工讲，after half year or 1 year 啊，那个电脑什么问题 call 他，他会 cover everything 啊。
遇到自己學。
怎麼樣？
几台电脑是要自己学吗？
我不要玩 game 哦。
那
不要打电话啦，玩保任你来找我啦。
Wow, that's wonderful, Ben. Thank you so much. Really appreciate what you've done for all these families. So, can you tell us a bit about how and when did you start to do this? You know, fixing computers and giving away to underprivileged families.
This whole thing started 4 years ago. I remember my wife taking me to the Siji Recycling Center.
Right.
And there was a volunteer at the recycling center. He asked me if I could fix computers. So I said I can try. So he showed me a few stacks of old computers. And I said, okay, I'll give it a try. I was thinking, you know, what if I started fixing these computers from the recycling center and donate them to the underprivileged families.
Right.
When I started getting all these computers ready, I told my wife, you know, why don't we donate it to the Siji Care recipients?
Right.
Because they cannot afford to have a computer at home. So it started with one family, second family, and then that's when it started snowballing. It went on and on.
Right.
So I've been doing this for the past 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah. And
so far, how many families? Yes.
So far, I've donated about 103 sets of computers
Within these 4 years.
in these 4 years.
Wow, that works out. You were pretty busy, right? Almost 2 computers a month.
Yeah, it can be time consuming, but working on this old computers is also a good distraction for me.
Why do you say that?
Sometimes when I get stressed with work, you know, I go back I go and do something that I enjoy, which is
Fixing
working
computers.
on the computers. You know, I can take them apart, put them together.
Right.
You know, install a new operating system. It's amazing what you can do with the old computers. I've worked with computers that are like 15 years old, and once you get all the hardware working, once you've installed the proper operating system, at this point I'm using Ubuntu. It's a variant of Linux, and it runs really well on these old computers. It's smooth and it's fast, and I give it to the underprivileged families,
Yeah.
and they can actually use it to do their schoolwork, you know. And with computer, now these kids can actually learn new skills. And basically, a computer is a tool. Okay.
That's right.
It cannot teach you new things unless you want to learn new things.
It's a whole big world out there when you have access to a
Exactly,
computer.
when you have access
so
to
that,
computer.
that probably would be the motivation for you to, would you say that is a motivation for you to do this for these underprivileged children?
When I work on these computers, I always think about myself. You know, I started playing with the computer when I was 7, but I've never had a computer at home.
Right.
I only had my
Friends.
computer, my own computer when I was 16, 17. So
Right.
it's I feel that I could have done much more even if I had my own computer.
Right.
So this actually motivates me
Right.
to keep doing it.
Right.
For these underprivileged
To
families.
give this tool.
To give this tool to them, and with this tool, hopefully, it will allow them to, you know, learn new skills.
Right. Right. Because it's
gain new
very
knowledge,
important.
yes.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Computer skills.
Exactly.
Right.
If you see the whole world right now, it's being powered by computers.
That's right.
And now we are going into an era we're talking about artificial intelligence,
Right.
machine learning.
Right.
So it becomes even more difficult for underprivileged families.
That's right.
Because
there's a lot of e-learning taking place nowadays
exactly.
with the situation that is going on. Yeah, with the COVID situation and all that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think this pandemic is a real test to our
Right.
education system.
So what you have done is actually also to allow them to access into online learning. So you get your sources normally from the recycle station.
Well, I get some computers from recycling centers. I get some computers from my friends. And I'm also now getting computers from our volunteers.
Right.
Yeah, our Soji volunteers.
So you are really doing, you're saving the earth and also benefiting others at the same time.
It's trying to extend the life of all these old
Right.
computers. These old computers, even though they are old, but they are still usable and they are still functional. So it's to me it seems like a big waste to just recycle it for
It's true.
the metal, plastics, and
Right.
the precious metals.
Right.
So
Because you never know, you're actually opening the world for
Yeah.
another child.
to me, it is what is more important is, I guess, when I give a computer to this family, I hope it creates an opportunity for them to learn more about computing, or maybe to develop new skills. And I hope with this computer it will change their livelihood.
That's right.
Hopefully they get a better job, they go into a good university,
Yeah.
they study a good degree, and when they come out, they have a better paying job.
Right.
And
Basically, it's a life
yeah, so
changing or transforming their lives.
that's what I'm trying to aim for.
It is true. I really feel it now because as with now the current pandemic, a lot of classes are ported online,
Yes.
and a lot of children who have no access to computers are left behind, right? So what you're doing right now, what you're doing, taking what other people would consider as waste or redundant computers, and then repurpose it and giving new lease of life and purpose. So Ben, can you tell us what are your aspirations and hopes for this project that you're doing?
Personally, I hope, well, let's start with the problem. There are a lot of families still in Malaysia that cannot afford to buy a computer for the studies of the kids, for the kids' studies. So I would hope that more people will actually join me and come and help me to refurbish these computers. And with more computers, we can donate it to more families.
Right.
And hopefully that will actually spark a chain reaction and get more computers to all these families so they can learn and hopefully have a better future.
Okay, wonderful. So basically, it's to hope that more people will join hands with you,
Yep.
get the strength of everybody
Yep.
to benefit more children.
Yep.
Thanks a lot for joining us, Ben. It's really been a pleasure having you here with us.
The pleasure is mine.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on Soothing Moments. We hope to see you again on the next episode. Goodbye.
心暖了，路就好走了。心暖了，事就不难了。暖心力量。